Welcome to Stories Untold. I am Pule Molebati, and this is your home of good news. Today we are telling a story of humble beginnings, but also a story of success. This is the story of Maggie Matjeke. From learning in the learning and development space and now owning the same company, Maggie has truly come full circle. This is her story.
When her mother left Limpopo to go and work in Gauteng, Maggie did not know that this move would later lead her to becoming one of South Africa's female entrepreneurs in the training and development space.
I'm a proud daughter of a domestic worker. So my mom was Renata's domestic worker, as they used to call them, but Renata called her house manager. And that's where we met the Volpe family. And when we met, they were just different kind of people, like colorblind people. We would go into their houses and they would treat us like their own children. She's not just a mother. She would give you, Renata you will go to Renata with a problem, but you come back with a solution.
Maggie's mother is evidently grateful of what her former boss has done for her and her family at large.
Milungu luya a ku ri manana ka mina tlhela va tatana a rhwala n'wana wa mina na loko ni rila ni ku n'wana wa mina i xota la hi ta dyondzo ta xikolo milungu luya a ni twela vusiwana a teka n'wana wa mina a n'wi hundzisela mahlweni a teka n'wana wa mina a n'wi hundula n'wana wakwe a teka n'wana wa mina a n'wi rhwala hi nhloko na muti wakwe na ndyangu wa mina.
Naturally, Maggie became a great part of this family that had employed her mother.
Maggie has been a blessing to all of us, I think. From the younger years in growing up with the working family or working mom, working parents, Maggie was always around. She always had an eye on what was going on at home. But as brother and sister do, we looked after each other. And over the years, obviously, our bond got stronger and stronger and stronger.
I've known him since he was, I think, around 7 or 8. And he's like my younger brother. We understand each other and we love each other very much.
Eventually, just like her mom, Maggie became Renate's employee.
My current secretary became pregnant and needed to take maternity leave. And I knew that Maggie was studying and hoping for a future. And I said to Mama Joyce, do you think Maggie could come and help me at reception? Maggie arrived at reception, completely overwhelmed. There was something so noteworthy about Maggie, and that was that she took every opportunity to learn. The thing that shone out about Maggie was her integrity. And I'm going to skip forward 25 years. In 25 years, there are two things that stand out. If I said to Maggie, that invoice, something doesn't look right, 5 pennies, Maggie would say, hold on, get the invoice, we would look at it, it would make perfect sense. So the two of us have an implicit trust, an absolutely implicit trust.
I went into business as a receptionist. I was later promoted to be her executive PA, later promoted to be the office manager. And I she gave me shares in her company when the BEE factor came into South Africa as legislator, in order to say, for us to remain into business and for our BEE score to go up, I'll have to give you shares to be in the business so that you can gain something. And those shares were not just given. I worked very hard to be given those shares in the business. By the time Renata took over, I was like a 40% shareholder in the business, and she was a 60% shareholder as well. And then when she eventually said, now I'm giving you this, I've trained you enough, you can never fail. It was very scary.
From being a 40% shareholder, Maggie finally had full control of the business she once worked for.
I spoke to my auditor the one day and I said, you know, I'm tired. And I've been trying to get her ready. I'm not sure. How do we do this? And he said, you simply give her the company. You simply give it to her. We change the Dr. Renata Volpe to Matjeke Mohala Associates. We re-register it in Maggie's name. In the leadership course, we have about 14 professional, well-known, celebrity status faculty members. And they had their own relationship with Maggie over those 20 years, because she booked them, she would confirm, she would relate to them. They went willingly with Maggie into her future, as did our contracted customers. So Maggie took the intellectual capital over, which I trust her with implicitly, and she took over our faculty and she took over our customers. The first 3 years, it was Mama, and it was I did this, and it was, oh, you did what? And we'd fix it, and we'd walk the road, and we'd unpack it. But now it is 7 unbelievable years, and Maggie has grown into a powerhouse.
We visited the Chikululu Social Investment Offices, where Maggie runs her business, and their relationship is a beautifully unique one.
Chikululu itself is a social investment fund manager. So we basically partner with social investors just to implement their social strategies for them. So we do it end to end. So overall, basically, that is what Chikululu does. Our relationship with Maggie goes way back. In fact, when I joined Chikululu in 2013, that's when the relationship started, because that's how we met one another. And Chikululu has been so privileged to be part of Maggie's growth and development since 2013. I know she started out as, working for Dr. Renata, and then eventually taking over the company, becoming the managing director. So we were so proud when that happened, and that we were part of that growth and development as well. So the reason why we as a company, as an organization, sponsor companies like Maggie is because it's part of who we are. And some of the initiatives that we've sponsored Maggie with was developing a website for her. So we are proud to say that the website that Matjeke Mohala and Associates has was developed hand in hand with Chikululu and one of our service providers. And then on the other end, we also gave her some office space. So Maggie is using our offices to conduct her business from here. And that's also a big achievement and accomplishment for us, that we can share our office space with her as well.
Welcome back. Are you watching and engaging with us? Of course, you should let us know. That's the only way that we will know that you are engaging with us. Just drop us those tweets as well as Facebook messages. Use the hashtag StoriesUntold, SABC. Today, we continue with the story of entrepreneur Maggie Matjeke. When she followed her mother to Johannesburg and her mother worked as a domestic worker, she never ever thought that one day she'll own her own company. Now, the same hand that she was dealt with is the same hand that she's offering those in need of opportunities in the training and development sector. We continue with her story.
As a businesswoman, Maggie was quick to extend the empowering hand to others, just as it was for her in the past.
I started here in 2018. I was a learnership at first. I've been here since 2018. I was just all over the place because I didn't know much. So she was actually giving me an opportunity to be in the corporate world. Maggie is more than a boss. She's a mother. She's a sister. She's one person that you can just confide in. So more than anything, she has given me a safe space to say, you know what, I'm not your boss. I'm just your employer but here at your safe place.
Maggie is intentional about the concept of paying it forward, and one way she does that is by giving bursaries to empower women through education since the year 2019.
Kasi FM is a community radio station. It's the voice of the voiceless. So when Maggie's company said, no, I would like to offer bursaries for students, and then we said, no, you know what, as the voice of the people, as the voice of the voiceless, we are here to help you. So then we said, no, through this the program I'm doing between 12 and 3, which is called SIMPT, I announced that on air for those who wants to pursue their education.
With the help of the community radio stations that I work with, I announced that I've got 2 bursaries that you need to apply, and you need to tell me why you want to be a social worker. And we go through the process where we check all the letters that they've sent during why do they want to be social workers. And in this instance for these 2, this is a mother who wants to be a social worker because she's got a child who's got some problems. This is a girl who wants to be a social worker because she's been in a situation and now she's trying to recover. I think she's recovering very well because she can actually speak about her own experience through that social work bursary and experience that she has gained in doing community work.
This year's recipients of the social worker bursary are here for their quarterly report sessions. We caught up with them.
When I first heard about the bursary, it was on the radio, a local radio station, which is Kasi FM. As a regular listener, I was listening to this show, and Maggie Matjeke was on an interview with the host, and then I heard that they were offering bursaries, which is from Matjeke Moila and Associates, and she gave out all the details and the requirements. And I thought to myself, wow, this is an opportunity. And rendering that, I've grown, I'm a parent, I'm a mother now, and I haven't been to school in quite a long time. I thought, no, so yeah, I took the opportunity, and then I wrote a motivational letter which was required for the application and gave in all the required documents. And a few weeks after the show, I was contacted and I was told that my application was successful. So yeah, I was over the moon. I was over the moon, and I couldn't believe I was now gonna have this opportunity to better my life.
Noktula was once a destitute child living in the streets of Johannesburg. For her, this bursary was a step into the light.
I wrote the letter regarding the social work bursary because I felt that I've been through a lot regarding my life and my past experiences. There was a point where I felt I hit rock bottom. I gave up on life. By getting the bursary, that's when I told myself, and I thanked God that finally you answered my prayers, and I'm a very patient person. I know Uti God works at his own pace, and with my patience, I got the bursary.
Children are close to Maggie's heart, and her helping hand has also reached the community of Diepsloot.
I saw these children when we went for hiking in Hinops. I looked at the joy, the happiness of how those children felt when we were just giving them small, like I would say a sandwich for lunch, and then we went for hiking. We had a little mini braai when we came back, and then we had fruit. So I promised them that from now onwards, I'm going to contribute to you guys. That's when I started talking to Untate Ngwako to say, let me be part of this. I cannot say that I will help you guys to build a mansion or something, but every little cent that I get extra or that I can get from my associates, even Dr. Renata Volpe and other people, they do donate money into the account of Diepsloot Arsenal.
Diepsloot Arsenal Development is an outreach project which caters kids ranging from under 11 to senior team, whereby we are playing SAB League as well. And the focus is to make sure that we develop these kids, we identify them, we develop them, whereby previously we used to market them, but nowadays we want to make our own brand so that Diepsloot will also be famous like other townships.
If bengayidlaleli bengisopema big gangster ngiphuze hayi nisize kakhulu njena wona coach street afuna ukwazi ukuphuza yeah.
If o tshameka so ka like Diepsloot senale o ntse mo lontelo di dintsi go tsuba go tsama di bash bosiu o ba protected.
We met Maggie through the November Babies. Why the November Babies? The November Babies is a group of women who birthdays during November, and Maggie is for March. Then she joined that group. The vision of the group is to make sure that Diepsloot have got playing facility, sports center, whereby we'll train, we'll also help our kids in extra classes with the homeworks and other stuff. And she also contribute on some money to feed the kids at some stage. She also contribute on some clothes to help the kids. She's a very amazing person to us. She's married to our township.
My relationship with them is that just to see joy, children jumping around when they see my car, they just come running. And it just brightens my day.
We are fast approaching the end of our show, but do not worry, we still have a bit more to cover in our story of Maggie Matjeke, our entrepreneur profile for our show today. In this particular segment, we look at the good stories, more like feedbacks from people who have interacted with our main feature. So today is no different. We are looking at the impact that Maggie is doing in her community.
Bye. Thank you, Mike.
Uncle from Mama Age story Raniboka is Diepsloot senale Receptionist I can't disappoint like ene lebo mme ba ka mo South Africa Receptionist ke ba fa tshela ba re support ba ska ba la khela matso.
From being asked to stand in for an employee that was on maternity leave, 25 years later, Maggie is described fondly by those who have watched her grow in business.
And Maggie has grown into a powerhouse. And she literally now employs me. So it goes, Mama, I need you on the 16th of August. Will you speak on negotiation or personal mastery? I don't do any paperwork. Maggie pays me.
She's a very peaceful soul and loving soul.
Maggie's story is confirmation that when you uplift a woman, you save the world.
It's still quite a difficult task for our young women to establish themselves. So I would say the key to just watching someone like Maggie is that determination, that tenacity, that you shouldn't give up. Because when you initially start your business, financially it is very difficult, you know, just to get off the ground. But you have to be tenacious, you have to have a goal, have a plan, have a business plan.
Most importantly, they should unite and go to school so that they can stand up for themselves tomorrow. That's all I can say to women of South Africa out there.
For the South African woman, get out there, be bold, be brave, and stand on your own feet and be proud.
Young women, do not limit yourselves. Grab any opportunity that comes by to change your lives. And don't look down on other women. If a person is going through a downfall, don't look down on them. Instead, support them.
Let us stop living in a world whereby we are competing amongst ourselves as women and try to empower one another. I know it is so wonderful. It is a great feeling having to be empowered by a person that you never even thought would just come up and offer you such a great thing. Therefore, I have learned that I need to give out and help out on those who need me. Let us not hold back when it comes to helping one another as women.
I don't believe that women pull each other down. I don't believe in it because it is a divisive strategy. If women believe that they pull each other down and they participate in that, they need to look at themselves. Do I believe in it? Have I done it? But don't spread that out there as if it is a common event, a common occurrence, because it basically empowers men. So if you believe women pull each other down and you relate to men, you are doing a disservice to your own gender.
My special message to the women is that please celebrate yourselves. Love yourselves so much that you don't have to celebrate women only in August. Can it be January to December? Can these 12 months, all of them, celebrate women? Because you know where a woman is involved.
Another great story delivered on our platform today on Stories Untold. We truly hope that the stories that we give you on a weekly basis have a positive impact in your life. It takes one person sharing their story to influence one person, and that particular person influences the other person. Do you see the ripple effect? That's what we are all about right here on Stories Untold. From Pule Molebatsi, this week it's a goodbye. We are doing this again, same time, same place. Goodbye.